Let's talk about Category 1 Alternative Investment Fund. Where does this Category 1 AIF invest, and what is the taxation that investor has to pay if you are planning to invest in a Category 1 Alternative Investment Fund? Now coming on to the Category 1 AIF, which primarily invest into early stage investment companies, the companies which are at the idea stage, the company which are seeing huge growth potential going forward. These kind of businesses generally Category 1 AIF picks up. Now, if we talk about in detail what is a early stage investment, early stage investment typically means that you are investing in a startup, and that startup is at the idea stage, and that startup is also at the initial phase of the operations, and that startup is going through some clarity and some early traction that is being seen from its consumers, and there is some need for capital to develop the product or the service. Then there is a need for capital to build the team and scale up the business. For example, if we go 15 years back from our time clock today, if we talk about in 2010 2011, Zomato, which is a listed company today, was at the idea stage sometime back, say 15 years or 16 years back from today. When if some AI wanted to invest in at that point in time in Zomato, then it must have entered through a Category 1 AIF. So this is how a Category 1 AIF invests. You can say that in layman terms, Category 1 AIF will invest into startups which are at a very early stage. So there is a risk of capital also in some cases. In some Category 1 AIFs, 2 3 companies can fail also, and the rest of the companies can become multi-bagger also. Some companies can do average also. These kind of investments come with their own risk and own reward. You have to be very much informed when you are making these kind of decisions. Now coming on to the taxation part, how does a Category 1 AIF is taxed? So if we talk about whatever gains you have made in the Category 1 AIFs, it is called a pass-through structure where investor has to pay tax themselves in their hands whenever they are filing their ITRs. In case of long-term capital gain, you have to pay 12.5%, and in case of short-term capital gain, you have to pay 20% if your investments are exited through a listed route. But if your investments are exited through unlisted route, then you have to pay 12.5% for long-term capital gain, and for short-term capital gain you are taxed as per your slab rate. So this was all about Cat 1 AIF. In case if you are exploring alternative investment options, you can get in touch with us. Thank you so much for watching our video.